A little hiccup as we get rolling. We said goodbye before we said hello. Well, hello. This is another edition of Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession. A little earlier today, and I'll explain why in just a moment. We have our winner from the 1,000 YouTube subscribers. He's going to join us for 2-3 minutes later. We'll pick his brain and congratulate him on being our winner. We have our locks of the week. We have our fantasy plays, quarterback, running back, tight end, wide receiver, our predictions for this game, and, of course, reasons for hope when it comes to the New York Football Giants. So, Giants Saints, 1 o'clock Eastern, Sunday. You know, we talked with Dan Duggan on Monday of this week from The Athletic, and we kind of figured it out. The Giants won a game that you wanted them to win for the first time in almost a full calendar year. So think about that now, right? Like I saw some stat, Jalen Hurts is like 19-1 in his last 20 starts or last 20 games he started. And it's taken the Giants a full calendar year in between wins that you felt good about. You say, well, hang on. They beat the Colts last year in week, was it 17? No, nobody wanted them to win that game. Everyone was horrified that they won that game. So that was awful. Now, you know what the weird thing is, too? The blessing and the curse. I don't know how it's going to play out. I know how it's looked in like the infancy stages so far. If the Giants lose that game and lose the next week, the GM's probably gone. The coach is probably gone. And you have the number 1 pick in the draft, and Cam Ward is your quarterback right now. So you'd have a new coach, a new GM, and Cam Ward. So think about the direction of the franchise. Completely shaped over a meaningless win, or I guess it wasn't such a meaningless win, against the Indianapolis Colts with Drew Lock at the helm leading the Giants, and they couldn't be stopped. They were up and down the field. They went, you almost wished Malik Neighbors didn't play, and now, of course, you're desperate for Malik Neighbors to play. But it's just it's such a finite powder of if you lose that game to the Colts, you lose to the Eagles, head coach, GM out, Cam Ward, quarterback, no Jackson Dart. But I wonder if you even start the thought process, and I know it's so early, and it's stupid that I would even say it, of like, is Jackson Dart going to wind up as being the quarterback of this draft? I think Cam Ward's going to be really good, really good. But I think the Giants are really pleased with the quarterback that they have right now. So I'll let you know kind of where we are today and what we're going to do. Apple Podcast, we're right there. We're at the 1. Now, we know how the Giants do when they get to the 1. It could completely implode, but we're right there at the 1, and that's going to happen very soon. Our social media, at DR Giants Obsession on Instagram and on TikTok as well, on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, DRNYGO, and Spotify, Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession. YouTube, and that's the way that we create this, all this magic that you see every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Typically 1 o'clock. I'll explain in a moment why we're at 11 o'clock this morning, Eastern time. And then Sunday, right after the game. So Sunday, we'll hit you right at 7:30 up till 8 o'clock. And then you'll be able to get on with the rest of your day and watch the Patriots and the Bills on Sunday night. But we are looking for, and desperate, I wouldn't say desperate. I don't want to sound desperate about it, but subscribers on YouTube, it's so easy. You can like us, which you like us. We're nice. We're likable. And you subscribe to us as well. And if you subscribe, that grows the numbers. And we're currently at 1,248. And we're on a binge to get to hopefully 5,000. Things start happening like 5,000. I think Steve has to paint his face. There's a point where we're going to hire a professional slapper to slap Nico in the face. Like, things will start happening as we move forward. All right. Let's get into, I want to tell you why I'm here early today. So typically this is not our slot, right? Typically we're 1 o'clock Friday. But the reason that we jumped a little early today, so my son plays college baseball, right? Right outside of the Philadelphia area and Pennsylvania, not even that close to Philly, Pennsylvania. And they have their one double header against another school in the fall, because baseball season obviously is in the spring. And tomorrow, first thing, they have a double header. So I have to get down to this area because we're taking them out for dinner tonight and all that kind of stuff. So that's, you don't need to hear all my personal information. But the point is, That's why we started this today at 11 o'clock and not the typical 1 o'clock. But everything else, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1, and then Sunday after the game. Now, we're going to have an adjustment for next week. Just some housekeeping we do before we start to look at this game. Next week, Monday, of course, Wednesday, big preview, Thursday, Giants play, Thursday after the game at, say, I don't know, game will be over 11:15, 11:30, boom, we go live, and we bring you all the latest. All right, so let's look at what we have here, and I don't know why, and maybe this is like we can't have nice things kind of like an attitude. I'm very anxious and very leery about this game, very. And I'm not sure why, because you look at all the things. Spencer Rattler has never won a game that he was the starting quarterback in the NFL. Okay? So think about that for a second. I think he's like 0-9 or something now, 0-10. He's never won a game. He's been the starting quarterback. But the Giants opened up as a 2-point favorite in this game. And so much money has gone on the Saints that the Saints are now, this morning, they're a 1.5-point favorite. That's a big shift. And I've heard people that are not all that, frankly, all that knowledgeable say, well, it's because Malik Neighbors is out. No. We knew Malik Neighbors was going to be out. B, wide receivers don't have that kind of an impact on the spread. What's happening now is people are throwing bucket loads of money on the Saints to cover the number. And that gets me worried. And again, the Saints are not good. And I was talking to somebody today, said they haven't led all year. The Saints have not had a lead in a game all season long. But all those things, all these numbers, all these stats, just makes me more nervous, because this is a game that you'd figure the Giants should win. And this was the game that when we looked at the schedule, when it came out in May, we circled and said, that's it. That's the game. That's the game they're going to need to win. Washington, tough game. Dallas, tough game. Chiefs, brutal game. Chargers, brutal game. First really winnable game you're going to circle on your calendar is this game, is the Saints. But you got the win last week. You're excited by that. So a lot of good things from Jackson Dart. A lot. And there is reason for optimism. I agree with that. But I don't think the Saints are that terrible. And I watched them closely last week because I actually had the Bills in a survivor pool that I was in. And in watching that game, and I get the Bills defense is certainly pedestrian, but the Saints went up and down the field. They did. Rattler, Kendre Miller's a good number 2 running back, and Kamara is still an explosive running back. And the Giants don't defend the run well. They don't. And Chris Olave's good. And, Juwan Johnson is a good tight end. I'm desperate for the Giants to win. To get to 2-3 would at least give you hope. Now, what did the Giants do well? They're getting pressure on the quarterback. And I heard a lot of, Joe Alt got hurt last week, and, the Chargers offensive line is a mess. First of all, it's irrelevant. And the Giants don't have Malik Neighbors. You think anybody is writing, oh, we're so sorry you don't have Malik Neighbors? That's what it is. But the Saints team is not in the teams that I've watched this year, the Jets have looked awful, and looked awful on Monday night. They did have a couple of games they could have won. The Tampa Bay game, they could have won. The opener against Pittsburgh, they could have won. The Bills game and this game against Miami was embarrassing. The team that looks like they almost don't belong in the NFL, I think a lot of people thought it would be the Saints, is Tennessee. Tennessee looks like they don't belong in the NFL. But Buffalo, they went toe-to-toe with New Orleans last Sunday. So my point is, I'm watching that game, and I know Buffalo's defense is not great, but they went up and down the field, and you start to think to yourself, oh, God. And that's on the road in Buffalo. Now they're home, and I want to be wrong as long as the day is long. But I have real trepidation about this game. Again, is Spencer Rattler good? No, he's not good. Is he awful? I don't think he's awful. Kamara is good. If they wind up breaking this thing up, teams will be calling for Alvin Kamara. They will want Alvin Kamara. So he's a real weapon. Kendre Miller is a nice player. Chris Olave is a really good player. If you told me right now, Chris Olave is on the Giants trade for him as their number 1 or move forward with him as the number 2 to Malik Neighbors, I'd be thrilled about that. Juwan Johnson is a really, really good tight end. He's got 22 catches through 4 games. And they're not this idea that this team is bereft of talent. They're not bereft of talent. And you have to envision, I talked to people about Jordan Renan, right? And we talked with Charlotte Carroll and Dan Duggan. There's an actual energy. There's a belief now in that locker room of, okay, we beat the Chargers are a big boy team. You could say what you want. They didn't have Joe Alt. You could say what you want that, they didn't play a great game. You can say what you want. They came west to east, all those things. That's fine. That's true. But the bottom line, guys, is that's a hell of a football team that the Giants beat. And not only did they beat them, they allowed them to score 18 points. And the Giants won the turnover margin. They were +2 in that game. And that's the thing that I think is highly exciting about Jackson Dart. And I know he took 6 sacks. And that is a painful thing to think about. But here's the thing, okay? He didn't turn it over. Do you understand, for a rookie quarterback against a very good defense, to not turn the ball over is a really big deal. So I think there's a lot of reason for positivity. Now, and this is true, the one thing that worries me at the highest degree when it comes to Jackson Dart is not even his play. It's not his prone to make a mistake, rookie kind of quarterback thing. It's not. It's, I don't know if it's sustainable to play football the way he plays football. He plays like, you need to live to see another day. You can't try to run through guys on every single play. And that's a real concern for me, because you saw it. And of course, it happens that there was a penalty on the Giants. So the call got brought back. The play got brought back. There was that one play where he breaks free, runs down the left side. The defender is tackling him. He punches him in the helmet with his throwing hand. So I get it. He's as juiced up as anybody will be because he's that level of excitement being in his first start. But you can't do that kind of stuff. You're not going to live to see a lot of football if you play like that. This game's tough enough. I mean, Malik Neighbors jumps for a pass that's an alley-oop because it was a free play and tears his ACL, right? So that's obviously a massive issue. But this game is tough enough. You're going to get hurt when you don't even do anything. If you take punishment like that continuously, it's going to be a real problem. So that's just a concern. And I think you have to look at that and say, live to see another day, right? What's the old phraseology? Lose the battle to win the war. The Giants are not going to playoffs. I got news flash for you. They're not. They're not going to the postseason. I want to see Jackson Dart start in week 5 and week 10 and week 15 and week 18. I want to see it all the way through. I want to get as much of Jackson Dart as I can. So if it means on a play that's 3rd and 9 that he's not trying to run over a 260-pound linebacker, then so be it. Then so be it. Not every game is the Super Bowl. You have to, if you even play like that, down 4 minutes to go, trying to go on a game-winning drive to put your team up. Oh, I mean, I don't love it, but okay. But you can't have that mindset and that mentality every single play. Scatterboo does, but you're a running back, and I don't know what he's supposed to do. Dart cannot. All right, Nico, you just came in here. You paid me a visit. You adjusted a camera or something. I'm uncertain why, but that doesn't matter. What's going on? How you doing? You're in a good mood, I know. And Steve, man, you're in a good mood too, because apparently these guys have more money. We must be paying you guys unbelievably that you're going to the Yankees games.
Nico's going to one Yankee game. I went to the first game where we lost. Steve went to all 3.
All right. So a couple things. Firstly, do you think that the reason the Yankees lost game 1 is because you were there?
100%.
Yes.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. That's my first thing. Secondly, Steve, can I borrow some money? You going to every game?
I'm taking a break because I know we're going to beat Toronto, but I'm not going to go to the Toronto series.
Wow, you're so congratulations to you guys. I detest the Yankees, but congratulations to you guys because it must be nice to have a baseball team in the postseason actually doing some stuff.
Yeah, I was scared after game 1, but first time in the new wild card format that a team loses
1
game
in
1.
15. Mm-hmm. Yep, 1 in 15, lose game 1, and it was 3 chances yesterday.
Yeah,
right. Detroit won game 1. They go to a game 3. They win. Cubs win game 1. They go to a game 3. They win. Yankees go to a game 3, lose game 1, and they win. So they won game 2 and 3. And Schlittler was unbelievable. All right. What do we have? Questions, comments? What's rolling in today on a Friday?
So, yeah, we have a couple comments. This one's from Luis. If the Giants lose on Sunday, it makes last week win a fluke. If you have the right coach, you build on that with a win by beating a team you should.
I don't agree. I mean, you could argue that last week's win is a fluke regardless. The Chargers are a much better team. The Giants played well, and they got the victory. You can't base, if you have the right coach, you just win the game. You just can't. I mean, you have slip-ups. It happens. I'm interested to see how they play and how aggressive they are offensively, and obviously what they do with no Malik Neighbors. I'm not saying the Giants go out there and they lose 33-6, that I wouldn't be. That's catastrophic. But you're telling me if the Giants lost this game 19-16 on a last-second field goal, that's all of a sudden, you're like, last week's win was a fluke and they're heading in the wrong direction? No.
Let's go. This is from Bro Dude Guy. Let's go.
Yeah.
The front four is going to have Spencer Rattler making lots of mistakes. I expect at least 2 picks and maybe a QB fumble.
Well, I mean, if you're +3 with the turnovers, or you turn over the Saints 3 times, and that front four does have their way and have a field day in getting to Spencer Rattler, it's going to be a very, very successful day for the Giants. I mean, that's where the Giants can make their hay, is that the Giants front four is special. Brian Burns is playing at an all-pro level. And this idea that Kayvon Thibodeau is just like, oh, you'll trade him, he's not very good. It's a crazy thought. He's very good. And Abdul Carter is getting better and better and better. And last week was the best version of Dexter Lawrence that you've seen so far this season. So I agree. If they can get massive pressure with their front four, this could be a very good day and very good game for the Giants.
Absolutely, yeah. And this is just like, I guess, a statement from Nicholas. Best time of the day here.
So he loves this.
Loves the show.
He loves the show. And why would he not? Right? I mean, Steve, honestly, why would he not love the show?
I don't know, man. We got 3 phenomenal faces right now. So I'm a big fan.
3 phenomenal faces right
of
on
the
screen.
3 of us. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to tell me who
My ranking?
I want you to rank the most attractive face of these 3 right now.
I got the quarter zip on. Come on.
Don't judge him based on his quarter zip. Okay? Just because he's from money and he's dressed to the nines here, don't let that sway you. Purely facial attractiveness.
Off just the face.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Dave, I got to give you number 1.
That's right.
Come on,
my guy.
You got the lighting, everything.
I know it's all working for me. That's right.
Number 2.
Mm-hmm. Now, be honest now. If you think you're more attractive than Nico, then tell us.
No, I don't think so.
You're gonna go.
I'm gonna give it to Nico.
Really? Yeah, so you find yourself to be somewhat repulsive. Is that fair to say?
Compared to you two, sure.
Okay. I don't look at it like that. I see. In a completely heterosexual way, I think you're a very attractive looking guy. Okay. And if I had a
he's
daughter,
going to be talking about that for the next.
If I had a daughter in like that 20-year-old range, I would say Steve is certainly a good direction to go in. All right. So anything else, or we move on to locks and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, we can move on.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. Again, guys, like us, subscribe to us. We love when you subscribe on the YouTube channel. All right. Bring up my locks if you would, because they're going to have a pouty, awful face. I love this when they have like see, that's what they do to me. Okay. Fine. Here, we're 4-8. It's not been a good start to the season. I get it. Highly disappointing. I get it. But that being said, the change starts now. And you saw it last week. Went 2-1 last week, and we're trending in the right direction. I'm nervous about this game, but I still am going to take this game. The Cowboys -2.5 against the Jets. The Jets are playing. It's a short week. The Jets defense has been awful. The Cowboys offense has been elite. I know the Cowboys offensive line is banged up, and that does give me some pause. But Brandon Aubrey's a massive weapon, and you get to midfield, and they're in field goal range now. I'm going to take the Cowboys. I'm going to lay the 2.5 as they play the Jets on Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern. All right. The Eagles are going on this magic carpet ride, and they're a very good team, and I don't think differently for a second. But they shouldn't be 4-0. They should have lost to the game against the Rams. They should have lost, could have lost that game in Kansas City if Kelsey doesn't drop a touchdown. They could have lost that opener to the Cowboys, who are going up and down the field against them, and then you have a weather delay. They could have lost the game against the Bucs. They wouldn't be 0-4, but it's not crazy to think that the Eagles right now could be sitting at 2-2. They're sitting at 4-0. The Broncos are a team, on the other hand, that has not played great football so far this year, and to me feels like a better team than their 2-2 record indicates. I get 3.5 points taking Denver on the road. Denver's defense is really good. And if you look at what Barkley has been, I know this is a wild thing to say. I think the loss of Mekhi Becton has really hurt the running game of the Eagles and Saquon. I'm going to take the Broncos plus the 3.5. And my last game, and I really like this game, which makes me nervous because you see my record is sitting here at 4-8. I'm going to take the Chargers and I'm going to lay the 2.5. Okay. The Chargers are home. Washington they don't have Noah Brown, who's their number 2 receiver. You say, well, they have the number 1. They don't have Terry McLaurin, who's the number 1 receiver. So Deebo Samuel is got to carry the day for them. Jaden Daniels has missed the last couple of games. He's going to play, but he's missed the last couple of games. I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't get a very good performance from the Chargers in LA Sunday, 4:00 Eastern. So just to recap, Cowboys minus 2.5, Broncos plus 3.5, and Chargers minus 2.5 as well. We'll get to our fantasy. Thanks for putting that up, guys. We'll get to our fantasy predictions in just a moment. The thing that I wanted to get to with you, you look at the Saints defense because it's like Giants offense. What are they going to be able to do? And you don't even look at the Saints defense. The Saints have 2 guys defensively that get to the quarterback. All right. Carl Granderson has 4.5 sacks. He's 3rd in the NFL in sacks so far this season. It's someone that you have to be very aware of. And Jackson Dart did take 6 sacks last week. And Cam Jordan's been a really good player in this league for a really long time. Those 2 guys through 4 games are at 7 sacks combined. So if the Giants can keep Dart upright, and again, I think you're going to see a heavy dose of the running game. If the Giants can keep Dart upright and give him time to throw, you don't have Neighbors, and that's certainly a huge loss. But I'm going to tell you something that may surprise you. I really believe that Slayton, Robinson, Theo Johnson, and maybe Jalen, I think that's competent. You don't have a great wide receiving core, but I think you're competent. And I don't think Slayton's awful. I don't think he's a $12 million a year player by any stretch, but I don't think he's awful. I think they'll be okay. Not great, serviceable, okay at the receiver position. But remember that we're talking about this. Granderson, Jordan. If they can keep Dart upright, it's another thing that the Giants need to have happen. All right, so we did our locks. Let's do a little fantasy stuff. We're going to be joined by our winner of the Giants signed mini helmet in just a couple minutes as well. Guys, throw up the fantasy. Let's start with the quarterback position, and we'll do that in just a moment. And then, of course, we'll give you a prediction for the game and reasons for hope as well. All right, quarterback. If Dak Prescott, now their offensive line is a mess, an absolute mess. If Dak Prescott can stay upright, he's going to be really good. The Jets secondary is bad, really bad. So Sauce Gardner, I don't know if you feel it. Feels like he's kind of taking that a step down after signing that big deal. If Dak has time, he's going to be a real problem. I love Bryce Young this week. I think the Dolphins defense is just disgusting. I look for him to have a real, I wouldn't be surprised if we went 270 and 2 touchdowns and 40 yards rushing. I expect big things from Bryce Young. And I think Justin Herbert gets back to his winning ways. They have 3 really good receivers. He has that connection with Keenan Allen. They're amazingly enough a throw first team right now. And I think they'll put up at least 24 points and you'll get. And again, when I do this with you, I don't do this to, give you Josh Allen. I mean, anybody can take Josh Allen, put Josh Allen as far as the starting quarterback. I do it to try to give you that next tier of fantasy player. All right. So wipe that away. Bring me over to the running backs, and we'll do that. The running backs this week, week 5. Now, this is the first bye week as well. Packers on bye. So no Josh Jacobs, no Jordan Love. Breece Hall. Breece Hall's going to have a monster game. Okay, a monster game. The Dallas defense is disgusting. And if you know, Justin Fields can't really throw the football downfield, but what he loves to do is check it underneath. Breece Hall's a really good receiving running back. Oh, and to make matters even better, Braylon Allen is out. So Breece Hall, I love him this week. Love him this week. J.K. Dobbins is another one. He's been really good. He is taken that starting spot. A lot of thought that it was going to be R.J. Harvey with the Broncos. It's not. J.K. Dobbins gets the bulk of the carries. I know it's Philly, but the Broncos have a very good offensive line. I expect Dobbins to have a really good game. And I'll bring it home, guys. I think the Giants are going to really focus on the run. I think you get a heavy dose of Cam Scatterbo, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's a top 15 running back now in fantasy purposes. He really is. I wouldn't be surprised if you got, I don't know, 75 yards, couple catches, maybe a touchdown from Cam Scatterbo. All right, let's move along to the tight end spot or wide receiver, whatever you have loaded next on the graphic is totally fine. All right, they're bringing it up now. So wide receivers, Cortland Sutton, he's turning into a wide receiver one. Bo Nix looks for him deep downfield. I would think he'd have at least one big play. I like him, even though against the Eagles and their defense is excellent. I think this Broncos offense does some things in that game. Ted McMillan is terrific. He's a terrific rookie receiver. He doesn't get a lot of discussion just because Carolina is so bad, but Miami's defense is so bad. And again, I gave you Bryce Young. I'll give you the top receiver on that team as well, and Ted McMillan and Ibuka on Tampa Bay. Emeka Ibuka is playing at a very high level right now. No Mike Evans. I'm really pushed to liking him, and I think he has another really, really good game. He had a long touchdown last week. He's catching touchdowns, which is a tremendous advantage. Now, the only thing I'd say about that, you can wipe it over to the tight ends, is that I know Mayfield is on the injured list, so I think he's going to play. If for some reason Baker doesn't play, obviously you can adjust, but I think he will. And tight ends, Hunter Henry, Bill's defense bad, okay? He's going to wind up being Drake May's security blanket. I really, really like on Sunday Night Football, Hunter Henry. Dallas Goedert, it's easy. Jalen Hurts doesn't want to throw the football downfield. To make it easier on him, Dallas Goedert is a great safety blanket. And how about this? This is shocking. He's not available in your league. Jake Ferguson right now is tight end one. It's crazy to think. He had like 13 catches the other day. The Jets can't stop a nosebleed. Jake Ferguson should have a really, really good game. And again, it sounds like Kevontae Turpin's not going to play. So they want to have CeeDee Lamb. They want to have Turpin. They're going to throw a bunch. Got to go somewhere. Play Jake Ferguson. All right. Nico, do we have Brandon ready? Can he hop on with us and we can congratulate him on being our mini helmet signing winner? There he is. Brandon G. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Good to be on the show.
Listen, so here I have a couple questions for you. So we have, of the first 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, we randomly drew the winner, and you're the winner. I was hoping to have the helmet in front of me that you could see it. I didn't get it yet, but I will. I promise you that, and we'll send it to you. But how did you learn of the Dave Rothenberg's Giants obsession? And secondarily, are you enjoying the program so far?
So to answer your second question, yes, I am enjoying the program. I listen every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And how I learned about it was I listen to you every day on the radio. And I also listened to Don Hahn and Rosenberg. So I heard Don talking about how he was on your podcast, and I had to check it out. So I found it on YouTube, and then I started listening ever since. So it was really Don.
We lost your audio. Brandon, we lost your audio for a second there. So hopefully we can remedy that. You're back. You're good. Great. Okay. All right. So that was what was the first question? I asked your first question.
You asked me how I discovered your podcast.
Right. And you said, so you heard Don talking about it.
And and I found it on YouTube, and then I've been listening ever since.
So you're loyal now. Like, this is all right. Do you not have a job? How are you able to do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1:00 in the afternoon?
No, I have a job. I work in the city. I work at a sports marketing agency, but I'm able to.
Your microphone went out again. You're trying to systematically kill Dave Rothenberg's Giants obsession. All right, talk. Do we have you? No, we don't have you. Brandon, this is highly disappointing. No, we don't have you even a little bit. Oh, we'll give you, there you go.
Sorry. I was with my headphones and then I unplugged it and then it muted again for some reason.
It's fine. All right, so walk me through it. So you have a job, but this takes priority over the job Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1:00.
Yeah, I'm able to listen on my headphones, like with my phone through work. So I work on a computer like most of the day, so no one bothers me. So yeah, I listen every day.
That's beautiful. We absolutely love that. And so where, if you don't mind, I'm not going to ask you specifically your address, but where are you located? Are you a local guy in the tri-state area? Are you somewhere else?
I'm from Long Island.
I also am from Long Island, by the way.
Yeah, and I grew up a Giants fan and a Rangers fan too. Like
there you go. You're Yankees though, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're living a good life now.
Yes, but not the Giants. Giants are not like. I mean, last week, yes, but like for the last 10 years?
Oh, you don't have to get into it with me. Giants are going to win this week, you think, or no?
So I consider myself like a realistic Giants fan like you.
Mhm.
So, we talked about the schedule and when it first came out and how it looked. And my first glance at the schedule, I said they were going to win one game. And this was the one game.
All right. So you
1 in
like
60. Yep.
That's what gets me nervous is because everyone had this circle. This is a win. That's going to be a win. It's going to be a win. Well, now it completely got thrown out of the loop because now you win the game against the Chargers and now you have this game against the Saints. If this is a neutral field, I think the Giants win it. I'm just very leery of going down to New Orleans because that is a crazy place to try to play.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know who's going to step up. So, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's okay. I just wanted to tell you we're thrilled that you won the contest. You have very good fortune because you won a 1 out of 1,000 chance at something. We're going to send you the Giants mini helmet, but here's the big question: do you want me to sign it? Do you want me to give you a special shout? Okay, I'm going to write this down right now. What do you want it to say? I'll put whatever within reason. I'll put whatever you want it to say. You can even take a moment to think about it. Take a second. It's a big life decision. Let me say hey, giant wishes, right? I mean, we could do. You tell me. What do you want? You tell me.
I think giant wishes is good.
How about
giant
Dear
wishes?
Brandon, Dear Brandon, right?
Giant wishes.
Giant, and you know what I could do because I am very bright. I could write giant large, like giant. So I'm gonna write giant wishes. You want a best? You want love? What do you want?
Love.
Love. Okay. Giant wishes. Love. You want an exclamation point after the wishes?
Put 4 for the 4 Super Bowl wins.
4. Okay, I like that. You want me to make Super Bowl trophies?
No, you don't have to go that far.
Yeah, good, because I can't do that. All right, so 4 exclamation points, love, and then my signature.
Yes.
So here's what I have. Dear Brandon, giant wishes, 4 exclamation points for the 4 Super Bowls, love, comma, Dave Rothenberg.
Sounds good.
Brandon, thanks for watching, making this a priority. You're going to get this next week. We appreciate you. Go Giants and keep viewing this show. All right?
All right. Thank you. Go Giants.
Absolutely.
I'll tune in on Sunday after the game.
That of course is Brandon G. He luckily won this Giants helmet, and that's what we're going to do. Dear Brandon, giant wishes, 4 exclamation points, love, Dave Rothenberg. All right. So let's turn our attention to some predictions now and then reasons for hope. And then we're going to let you guys get on your way and start your weekend a little bit earlier than we normally allow to happen. So let's do, guys, you could do it in whatever order you can get them, but reasons for hope, I think, and then we'll give predictions and then we'll put a bow on this thing and say goodbye. All right, here we go. Reasons for hope. The Giants won a football game. It has to be so different feeling in that locker room, in that facility than it's been in so long. Winning breeds winning. The Giants beat a team that is very good, may wind up being one of the better teams in the NFL, may wind up winning their division. They've beaten the Chiefs. They beat the Broncos. They're playing really good football, and the Giants beat them. Now you say, on any given Sunday, well, not for the Giants. The Giants not on any given Sunday. On any given Sunday, the Giants are going to lose. But last week it changed. And how much? We'll see. But one real reason for hope is that you won the game last week and you have a little bit of confidence. That was the best defensive performance from that front four. And that's what we talked about all off season. I can't tell you how many times I talk with people, Carter, Thibodeau, Burns, Lawrence, the amount of talent and draft equity and capital too, right? Like Thibodeau was the 5th pick. Carter was the 3rd pick. Burns for another team was a 1st-round pick. And Dexter Lawrence was a 1st-round pick. So it's not like you look at these guys like, oh, they found this gem in the 5th round. No, they're all 1st-round picks. And last week they played like 1st-round picks. And it was special and it was uplifting. And it was the best version of that front four you've seen. And my last reason for hope is that we've discussed so many times how bad this offensive line has been for so long. And they put a lot of draft capital and free agent money into fixing the offensive line, and they just can't, which is really remarkable. Because if you look at what they have now, Illuminor they paid pretty good money to. Van Roten they paid pretty good money to. Will Hernandez they drafted. Nate Solder they signed. I mean, the list goes on and on. Patrick Amame they thought was going to be a difference maker. Andrew Thomas they drafted, who's really good. And that brings me to this point. Andrew Thomas is special. And that's why when he's out, there's this, oh God, desperation. Because I will tell you this, and I've said this even before the injury to Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors is dynamic. Malik Neighbors is going to sell tickets because of the way he plays football. Stay with me here. The most important piece on that Giants offense is Andrew Thomas and not Malik Neighbors. So that's why going into this week 5 matchup, I do have some reasons for hope. And now we walk it right up to prediction time. And I've sat here in front of you all week and told you I'm anxious, I'm nervous, I don't have this great feel about this game, but some predictions I feel really good about. You see me in my Swami hat. It looks unbelievable. Darius Slayton is going to become the guy for Jackson Dart. He's going to have 5+ catches this week. I wouldn't be surprised if he had a stat line of 7 for 86. Jackson Dart is a better athletic running quarterback right now than he is throwing quarterback. And I think he throws the ball fine. I thought he was effective throwing the ball, but you're going to see him tuck and run a bunch. He's highly athletic, as you saw last week, 45+ yards from Jackson Dart on the ground. And I liked him, but thought it was more of a feel-good Rocky story than I did think that he was going to be a really capable, good football player this quickly. Cam Scadaboo's good. And Cam Scadaboo, and I've said this a number of times, and I'll repeat it again, I worry for him when he's 35 years old, physically what he looks like. But if he's willing to do it and knows what could be coming down the pike, then I'm not going to stand in the way and say it's not working, because it is. He's going to get 20 between rushing the football and receiving. He's going to get 20+ touches this week. So that's my 3 predictions heading in to this game. Let me bring Nico on and Steve and ask them a quick question or two, and then we're going to leave you and let you on your day. So Brandon, what a nice guy that Brandon was, huh?
He was great.
Yeah, great guy, yeah.
So he won, and we're going to bring in that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get, when I get the mini helmet, which I'm getting, I'm going to bring it in here and put it right here so everyone can see it during a show. And then maybe I'll even sign it live on air. Dear Brandon, giant wishes, 4 exclamation points, love, Dave Rothenberg. You like that, Nico?
I love it. I think it was great, yeah.
Do you have any questions or comments from people? I see scrolling. I just want to give people an opportunity to get anything that they want in before we say goodbye.
We have a little diss at you for your locks of the week. ML True Crime says, wow, so you're going to go 4-11.
All right. Listen, you can laugh all you want. We established the other day I should be 7-5. Did we not?
We did. But you're not.
And that's not like a crazy notion. I should be 7-5. Argue that. You want to argue that?
No.
Okay.
I agree with you.
All right. What else you got? You know what? That's well done. And I'll tell you why. Because you're able to bring up a level of nastiness that you really couldn't get away with saying to me, but you can bring it up via someone else. So I respect that. That's very well done. Good,
absolutely.
Good on you. All right, what else you got?
So Mike B says, Banks always makes me nervous depending on who he's covering.
He should, Mike B. He stinks. Deontay Banks is he's not a good football player. I mean, he's a bad tackler. He doesn't do anything well. He's not a good cover corner. He's not a good tackling corner. And so, yes, I understand exactly why he would get you nervous. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree. Let's see. We have one from Mike B again. If Dart has no more than 1 turnover and the run defense is adequate, I think they win the game.
Well, I think that's fair. You can probably afford a turnover depending on, the position on the field and how catastrophic it's going to be. And if the run defense is good, then the Giants probably will. But remember, Spencer Rattler can move a little bit too, and that's a concern. You want to try to keep him in the pocket. That's it, right? We move on here.
Yeah.
You guys done? All right. So thank you guys as well. Apple Podcasts, we're going to be on there soon. Social media, Instagram, TikTok, DR Giants Obsession. On Twitter, DRNYGO. Spotify, Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession. And again, like us subscribe to us. You subscribe, you can win prizes. You can win merch. You can win all sorts of stuff. We want to give it away. We just need the subscribers to continue to. So tell your friends. Call, hey, I found this great new YouTube show. It's Rothenberg. You got to subscribe. Call. If you call 4 friends and they call 4 friends, everyone will have millions of subscribers before you can even get through your weekend. But I'm nervous about this game. Highly nervous. I'm optimistic. I'm nervous. I'm anxious. But I'll tell you what. To be alive for the Giants again is a step in the right direction. We'll be back Sunday, 7:30. Break it all down. The good, the bad, the ugly, the positive. Go Blue Jays. That's to you guys for being mean to me. Have a great weekend. We're back Sunday night on Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession.